Welcome to part 2 of this series where we learn how to do the clockwise swirl, this time in Tunisian crochet, working in a spiral. Let's get started. Okay, one of the other methods that I have seen to get started is the chain 2 method. What you're going to do is you're going to make a slip knot. I'm going to assume you already know how to do that. Okay, you're going to make sure you leave a rather long tail for this. The longer the tail, the easier it is to weave in, but there is such thing as too long a tail. Okay, snug it down, and you're just going to chain 1, chain 2. Now if you look at the anatomy of your chain, you've got your top V's and you've got your bottom ridges. What we're going to do is, with it facing you and the tail off to the left, if you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, it needs to go off to the right. Either way, the side of the V that is facing you of the first chain, you're going to want to tug on that, either that or the top, whichever one loosens it up, depending on how you did your slip knot. Okay, loosen that up nice and big. Then we're going to pull on the other side, so that we have this, without your hook slipping out, and we're going to have this nice big loop for us to work in. Make sure your tail doesn't get twisted in that mess. Okay, we're going to pick up the exact same way we did with the magic loop method. We're going to yarn over first because we want an even number. I'm working in increments of 6 again. That's 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. I did it wrong. Silly me. I was doing the odd method. Silly. Alright. You're going to go into your loop, yarn over, pull up, pick up a loop. That's 2. Make sure your tail stays at the bottom. Okay? Now you yarn over, go in, dive in, pick up a loop. 4, 5, 6. Believe it or not, I can do it right every single time except when I'm explaining it to somebody else. Then I get a little muddled. Grab the tail and you're going to tighten it down. Ta-da! A little simpler than the magic ring, but to me the magic ring you can pull a lot tighter. Now, once again, let's mark that first stitch. That's pretty standard. Going to move it to the second end of your hook. Grab your second yarn. Yarn over, pull through just one. Now mine kind of bunched up, so it's going to take a little finagling just to get into the first one. Okay, standard return pass, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way to the end. Pull through 2, and I just kind of shove that off. Remember, we're doing the clockwise swirl this time until you have 2 loops. Make sure you grab your working yarn and not your tail. I have occasionally ended up working off my tail and then wondered why I ran so short. Okay, snug it down. This time, shove the tails to the back. What you're going to do is, instead of working in the back loop first and then the front, the back vertical bar and then the front vertical bar, we're going to switch that so that they crisscross like this, and that's what's going to help tug it in the counterclockwise. There I go again, shame on me, in the clockwise direction. That's the first slip up I've done this video. I'm doing pretty good. Alright, so it's this time what you're going to chant is front vertical bar without the dumb stitch marker. Then you're going to use your hook. Let's get this the stitch marker out of the way for a second. You're going to not confuse yourself. Oh, I see what's happening. The top was twisted. Front vertical bar, and here's the back one. I'm using my finger to kind of pull it forward. Use your hook to pull the front vertical bar out of the way, go in between, bring the back vertical bar forward, yarn over, pull through the 2. Alright, this time is the time we want to put it in the front vertical bar, because with the clockwise twist, our stitches are going to go in the front vertical bar of each of the bottom row's V's instead of the back. So it's going to go in this one instead of this one. All right, once again, work it off. Turn pass until you have 2. Oh, come on. All right, now we go for the next one. Once again, front vertical bar, pull front vertical bar to the side, shove your hook in between the front and the back vertical bar, go around behind the back vertical bar, pulling it forward, yarn over, work your simple stitch. Stitch marker in the first vertical bar you worked into. Turn pass off. Next. Okay. Front vertical bar. Pull it to the side. Dive in. Sometimes you're going to have to turn it towards you so you can see where on earth your hook is going. And there's the back vertical bar. Bring it forward. Yarn over. Simple stitch, and my return pass is trying to get ahead of me. All right. Work them off. Return pass them off. Either way, you get the idea. Okay. Now this was one of the yarn overs. So once again, the vertical bar that is connecting to your return pass is the front, and the one beside it is the back. So we want to go, whoop, no we don't. We want to put a stitch marker in. Almost messed that up. Shame for shame. Okay. Front vertical bar, the one connecting to the return pass. Pull that aside, shove it in, double check that's where you're at. Pull that back one forward, yarn over, pull through. Stitch marker, work off, and repeat it again. Ooh. This one that's trying to cross over is part of this stitch here. So if you have to, kind of shove them aside so that you don't get confused where you're trying to go. Sometimes those yarn overs that you picked up will try and crisscross against you. Okay, front vertical bar, and going in between, back vertical bar, yarn over, pull it up, and see, you can see how it's crisscrossing this way instead of sitting side by side like it was for the counterclockwise. And if you ever get confused which one you're working, look for that twist, or in the case of the counterclockwise, the lack of twist. Oh, let go. Okay, now for the last one. Once again, we can see the bottom part of both the front vertical bar and the back. Front vertical bar connects to the return pass. This is why I am doing it in 2 colors, so you can tell what is your stitch and what is your return pass. Plus it gives you some fun effects. Okay, front, back, and mark. We're going to do the same formula as before, but instead of working our increases last, we're going to work our increases first. Is another key difference. It's the placement of that. So we come to our first little part of our wedge. Here's our V. So we're going to work it in this first leg. So chant with me. Front vertical bar, shove aside, grab it, back vertical bar, and this will get easier as you get bigger. See? There's your crossed V. Move the stitch marker up into the front leg. The counterclockwise one, really needed to do it in the back leg each time. I had you a little jumbled at the beginning. Sorry about that. Okay. Then you're going to work your normal stitches. In this case, since we're on round 2, we're only working 1. And ta-da! Work them off. Oh, come on. Okay. Once again, we are working our increase first this time instead of last. So front vertical bar, pull it aside, push it in, back vertical bar, pull it forward, crossed, stitch marker into first stitch you worked, and return pass off. Preferably normal return pass. Crazy thing keeps trying to do 3 loops instead of 2. Alright, and then our normal or simple stitch, excuse me. Oh, we should have done that before we returned past. Ah, well, we caught it either way. Now, pinch first. And I'm shoving the return pass off. Move your stitch marker up. Simple stitch. Work them off. Same formula as before, but the location of our increases and how we do them are different. Alright. Right. If your yarn and hook will cooperate, back. Marker. Simple. Return pass. Front. Back. Come on. No. Or said. Probably would be better if I said simple. Marker. Return pass. Sorry. Alright. Front. Oh, come on. Back. One simple. Marker up. Return. And as you know, working in the round, or probably know, there's a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Flipping. You pick up some stitches and you work them off. Now, with this, once again, it just looks like a royal little mess, but we'll see it more pronounced as we get bigger. So I am going the same formula as before. With round 3, we're going to work similar, excuse me, I shouldn't say same, shame on me, similar formula as before. We're going to, with round 3, we're going to do our increase first, work 2, increase, work 2 all the way around. Round 4, increase first, then 3. Just subtract 1 from the round you're on. And through the magic of editing, I will see you on round 6, because I am assuming that by this portion of the video, you can work it and I won't insult your intelligence. Okay, we're just finishing up round 6, and as you can see, as I flip these bad boys out of the way. Now you can see the clockwise swirl of each wedge, which is really, really neat. Now, once again, we've got our pinch in the front, the first part, front vertical bar, back vertical bar. Oh, come on. And since it's round 6, excuse me, it's 5 simple, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we would work the return pass. And the bind off edge, once again, is very similar to the counterclockwise one that you saw in part 1. You need to put the increases where the increases go and the simples or your normal stitches where your normal stitches go. So, yeah. We go all the way to the end. And this time, instead of using my first yarn, I'm going to use my second one because I want the edge totally brown. So, with yarn behind, you're going to do the, you're going to reach in between the two. You're going to grab the front vertical bar only. It's going to be a little rough, but you can do it. Come on. No, come on. There we go. Feel free to shove the back vertical bar out of the way. It's a little jealous right now. Go ahead and work your stitch there. And grab your front vertical bar. And work your stitch there. Pull that so that it's nice and even. And then we do our 6 because our bind off row happens to be, bind off round happens to be round 7, so we need 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we are again. We need to get that pesky front vertical bar without splitting our yarn. Back vertical bar. Oh, come on you. And then 6 more. Repeat all the way around till you get to the other edge, and then cut both your working yarns and pull them through the last loop. And you'll have a fun little edge that's either one color or 2 colors, like we did in part 1. Hope you enjoyed working this technique of the clockwise swirl. This is Shy Silverleaf. Like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook. I am Shy Silverleaf there as well. And I will see you with part 3, where I show you how to work it with no swirl whatsoever. So I will see you later with Hook at the Ready.